We're back in here. Okay, Mr. Tim, what do we got broken in here? Tim wore it out.
No, you wore it out first.
Yeah, it is my fault. But you know, sometimes you gotta do shit you gotta do to get the job done. Alright, so right here is the pump for this tractor. The hydraulic pump for this IVT transmission. On the back side of this hydraulic pump, there is a wear plate. And that wear plate is more than likely what is destroyed because, get me a magnet, Tim, I want to see if this whole thing is aluminum, which I'm pretty sure it's aluminum. The housing here is steel. This is steel. This is not aluminum. And I can prove that to you. Hear that? That's the maggot. Nope, not aluminum. Not aluminum. So that's steel. There's a wear plate in the back of this pump. And we're just going to pull the pump off. We're going to pull the pump off of there and see if that wear plate has worn, which I'm pretty sure it probably has. I could put pressure gauges on here, but the sensors are telling me that, oh, Mr. Pandy, this thing is not working properly. So I get the pump off of there, going to buy a new one, which just entails me taking that power takeoff shaft off, or that coupler. Take the coupler off, take this coupler off. And then there's a whole bunch of, I think they're Torx or Allen. I'm unable to see. Well, they're Torx, so well, whatever they are. They pop off. I'm going to blow this all out with air, so Tim's going to have to get me some air. So we'll blow that all out of there, and then we'll just slide the pump out, see what's in there, what's wrong, and then order the parts accordingly. Inside of this block, this is the pressure control block that I was messing with yesterday. There is a little thermostat controlled valve, and they go bad. And the consensus on most of these is that sensor goes bad, but on the rare occasion that it's not the sensor, it is that little thermostatically controlled gizmo. Replaced the sensor, and it has thrown the same code, so it is definitely that little thermostatically controlled gizmo. There's a pin that was seized in there, and it shouldn't be seized. It should run freely, and it wasn't running freely, so that's it. It's shot. So what I'm going to do right now is actually break these loose with the breaker bar, and then I'm going to take that coupler out. Hopefully everything comes out okay. I'm hoping it does without too much trouble. I don't see that there's much room to slide there, but it is what it is. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's actually not too dirty, but that coupler this coupler here, this black piece, should slide in about a ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch, which will give me enough room to pull it out of there and here, and life will be good. I might even buy a new one of those, but that looks okay. Yeah, mark this full of dirt. Anyway, that's that. Alright, here I go. I might need a longer one of these, I don't know.
Break free?
No, it did not break free. Holy shit. It's going to take a bigger impact gun, and I've broken the other one. I wonder if, you know, that it's going to take an impact gun to get that to break free. And I don't have a big enough impact gun. It'll make me spend $500. After an extraordinarily large amount of cursing and swearing. Right, Tim? Mm-hmm. And when I say an extraordinarily large amount of cursing and swearing, I think that the entire U.S. Navy could not curse and swear as much as what we did trying to take this thing out. So, obviously, we had to, you know, edit it to, you know, to work out. And I ain't kidding you, this thing is a real pain in the ass. Ugh. But the funny thing is, why is that coming off of there? So he went in okay, right?
Yeah.
So why the hell ain't it coming off? Okay.
One of those times.
Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. Everything here is a pain in the ass. It's super tight, super close quarters. It is Sunday, by the way. I mean, it's not that it makes any difference for me, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But I figured we'd tear it apart today so that we don't have to worry about it tomorrow. We could just... Oh my God. I can't get down in there. There it is. There's no way I'm gonna get that in there. What did I do? Just strip the fucking thing? I can't even begin to tell you how sore my elbows are from doing this job. I can't.
Which one?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? I can't see it. Nah, I think I stripped it. And that thing don't fit. Oh, he doesn't need fingers. God. Oh my God. Now, I know there's a circlip in here, but I don't know if I need to remove the circlip before I take that outer plate off of there. Of course, we're going to find out. See if we can get that off of there. Don't lose it. I hear William over there. Oh, great. Pretty sure that's another one of those little pains in the asses. You know, this thing is just a nightmare, especially when you can't see. I'm going to replace that dampener, but I don't think I'm going to. I don't think it's necessary because it's not a rubber dampener. It's a spring-loaded dampener. That's all that is. And I was like, well, okay. All right. How many we got left? 1, 2. There it is. I'm sure that circlip. I'm sure that circlip is gonna need to come out along with that. God, why in the hell? You might think I'm a fat man.
I didn't break shit.
You broke a lot of shit. Look at this mess you've made.
And a number.
Yeah, I know, but that don't matter. Okay. I thought that this plate would be... That isn't. That's a solid piece. They must have machined that.
Yeah.
They did machine it. No, they couldn't have. There's a
There's a bearing right here.
Yeah, but no, there's an O-ring that goes between. There's listed an O-ring that goes between those two. Oh, there's a dowel pin right there.
Okay.
So, yeah, they rebuild these. I mean, I don't give a shit one way or the other, but
Right.
it's definitely scored. You can see how it's scored. This is the outer part, right? Correct.
Yes.
And this is the inner part. There's probably a 64th of an inch of wear there on that plate there, which may or may not be too much of a deal, but every bit of surface there's quite a
bit of play there.
yeah. Oh, why is that jamming up? And then you got all that.
They don't want to do it.
They don't want to do that on purpose.
Who, William? Edward? No, he would never do such a thing.
Yeah, look at the shavings.
Yes.
Get down there. You will fall.
Well, I guess we're just going to... Now you can see, well, that thing right there, just in that wear plate, if the oil can slip between,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't
it's done.
create pressure.
Good job.
All right.
Good job.
And, you know, you're trying to get me to be on the rest
And, well, let's put it this way. Yeah, put that back in there. Just this thing here dropping below from the wear there. So you've got this guy here.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of space there.
Yeah, there would be. Yep. It's history. It's history. This pump.
Oh yeah, look at us.
That's the wear plate.
Feel that.
Oh, I can see it. I don't have to feel it.
So,
Anyway, that load I put on,
Tim did it.
No, he started it.
Well, listen. Now I'm going to diffuse y'all from being stupid. When you're on a job far, far away from home and you got to get it done, and you know that there's consequences for everything you do. I knew there was going to be consequences for running this tractor with them brakes bad. But I had no other choice. There was no other choice. I had one more week to go, so we did it. Right, Teresa? Okay, so me and Timothy have been messing with this thing all day, and I'm going to dismiss him because he needs to go get that load of hay done before it starts to pour. So he's got to strap down a load of hay. All right, so this is how this thing goes. This is what you call a wear plate. It is a wear plate, all right? So its whole job is to score and wear a little bit, you know? Not bad, but a little bit. Nothing big, right? Wear plate. This, well, let me explain to those who don't know how these work. All right, depending on the direction that it turns, it sucks from one side. Ugh. I can't do it one-handed, but it sucks from one side. Just say it sucks from this side. We're going to say it sucks from this side because I see there is some metal shavings have been forced down through there, which means that this has got to be the pressure side. In my opinion, that's pressure side. So let's just say this is the way it turns. So this thing's turning and cranking off of the engine side. It's sucking oil here, and it squeezes it here. So it just sucks it in one side, carries it along to the other side where it releases it. So it has to go through the gear. This is called a gear pump. All right, so then we'll remove this guy because we don't need to. This is shot, it's worn, that needs to be replaced. This here you can see some scoring or some scoring. I don't know how well you're gonna see it, which is kind of normal for it to be scuffed but not worn like that. That's from brake material going through this thing. Yeah, brake material. Not a good thing. I didn't see any issues with the brakes that I took out. But when you pull this out of here like so, right, pull that out of there, and you can't feel it, but I certainly can. But there's about a 64th of an inch removed from this piece here, and it drops down. There's a hitch to it, and I don't know how much is removed here, probably 128th of an inch there. So this is junk. You can feel it in here that there's wear on this back piece, and the main ring, let me take you out of there. So this is how this goes. So there's wear on this side, and then there's a lot of wear on this side. All right. So what happens, and there's always leakage no matter what you do in a gear pump. There's always leakage. It don't matter. It's gonna leak. It's gonna weep around here. It's gonna leak. It's gonna leak. It's gonna weep. It's gonna squish in places you don't want it to go, but it has to, because that's just the nature of the pump. Now when it gets worn, you can start the tractor up and run it until it gets hot, and then once it gets hot, it's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute here. I'm getting thin. I'm just gonna find every little crevice, and I'm gonna leak a whole lot faster. And that's what happens. So I put that in upside down. I don't know if you can see that. I'm hoping you can see it. But I'm hoping, yeah, you can see that step. See that step in there? That's supposed to be perfectly smooth. If not smooth, it needs to be turned the other way. You know, so this is what it kind of should look like. This side, there's not too much wear there. The wear plate did its part on this side. This is softer material than this. So yeah, so that's it. Gets hot, oil gets thin, starts squeezing out the sides. It goes from one side to the other, and the next thing, you're just cavitating. You're running suction oil, you're running compressed oil back into the suction side, and then it just becomes too little pressure for your tractor to sensor, pressure sensors to recognize that you've got enough pressure to run the tractor. So that's what happens. It's shot. That part, 1,300 bucks. This piece here, I think it's like $70. I'm gonna put new bolts in, and I'm gonna put new O-rings in, and the snap ring is just fine. And I have to buy a new seal, because the seal doesn't go in until after it's all put back together. If you saw how I had to take this thing out of here, you would be slightly, or maybe you wouldn't be impressed, but I had to use this mirror and hold it up and underneath there, and then I had to use snap ring pliers and think backwards to get that freaking snap ring out of there. What a pain in the ass that was. That took about 30 minutes. To get this guy out of here, that was a whole nother nightmare. This is the shaft that goes in, but I'm gonna grease it and put it back in there. I don't think I need to put a new one in. I don't see any major wear on that, but I don't know, I might just replace that piece too. It'd be cheaper to replace that piece than it would be to pull the transmission out and change that shaft, because that's what happens when that coupler there wears. It starts to woggle, and then it'll take the shaft in the transmission. No good. Big bucks, because then you got to pull the whole ass end of the tractor out in order to replace that, and I'm not doing that today. So anyhow, I don't know that I did a very good job of filming this. I know there was a lot of cursing and swearing. My elbows feel about like somebody, I don't know, took 80 grit sandpaper and rubbed it up and down the back sides of my arms from climbing in and out of that little bitty door there. The 30 series tractors were designed to compete with a Fendt. I don't know what model, something like a 7 or 800 series Fendt. And they had a small cab, small frame tractor with a lot of horsepower, and that's exactly what this tractor is. It's a higher horsepower tractor. This thing's 208 horsepower. It's actually 230 horsepower now, because I had it juiced. So this is 230 horsepower now. Came through at 208 horsepower because this is the European model, and they came through with more horsepower. I enjoy this tractor. Now, adding the horsepower did not cause this problem. This problem obviously was caused by the brakes. So if you're not on a job far, far away from home, and you are at home and you have brake linings let loose and you know it, shut that son of a bitch off, dump that oil, clean everything right away. Don't go ahead and keep going. Just don't, because it gets damned expensive damn fast. So that's my advice for everybody. Yeah, for the most part, this tractor would have run for years and years and years with those brake linings, but because we hook it to something extraordinarily heavy that does not have brakes, all the stopping power has to come from the tractor. And that's what happened to the brake linings. For those of you that think that this is, you know, John Deere's fault, it's not John Deere's fault, it's my fault. I knew the brakes were bad. I was just stuck far, far away from home, and I had no other choice. And it was not a good choice to deal with it that way, but it was what I had to do in order to get the job done. Job's done, now I'm paying the price. I got to get it fixed. But because it's raining, it's okay. It can rain. I can fix it, because tomorrow's Monday. I'll have the parts on Tuesday, because I will overnight these things. I will overnight them, yes. I will overnight them. Yes, I will pay the extra shipping charge, because these assholes like to put it to a stock order. It'll be 2 weeks before I get that tractor going if I don't do a 3-day or 2-day or a next day air. And that's it. So this pump, like I said, is $1,300. By the time I'm done putting the pump in, the new wear plates, the new O-rings, the new seal that goes on this side. There's a bearing in there. I do believe the bearing, there's nothing wrong with that bearing, but I do believe the bearing comes with the pump. At least it should. If it doesn't come with the pump, it would be shocking, because the pump is, you know, the pump is already assembled. I have to pay for the damn thing, so I don't know. Whatever it comes with. I'll find out. But that's what I'm going to do. It'll be all brand new. I don't want a reman, I want a new one. Remans are okay, but on something like that where there's that kind of wear, forget it. I'm going to have it all new. And that will be that. I cannot rebuild this pump. It is not rebuildable. They don't allow me to do that. I could, in essence, take it to a machine shop and have them do something to it, but it would be stupid. Just go buy the parts. I can't buy the internals is what I'm saying. I have to buy the entire pump. So that's it. I got my iPad. I'm going to take a look and see if it's strictly a reman pump or if it is a pump that is brand new. If I have to buy a reman, I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'm going to do it. I have to, because there's no other choice. So anyways, I guess I'm done yakking, and you'll see me put it back together in a couple days.